So you have to refine your ground of good. Now, because most people are so lost in their emotions and their thoughts and in things and in problems, they need something to help them, see, to get centered and to, at least for a few seconds even, to come back to reality, back to live in the present where God's light is. See? And when you make contact with that present, with God's light, when you make contact with it, see, then immediately it has a good effect upon you. And it can change everything for the better. Okay? That's what you need. You can't do it yourself. You've tried self-improvement projects, tried to make yourself nice or good or something, and it doesn't work. What you need is God's help. But you don't know how to find Him. You find Him by finding this place that I've been speaking of. The kind of consciousness that you had when you were a little child. You have to refine that. And the meditation helps you to do that. And listening to someone like me helps. Okay? Reading my books helps. Helps. But I still think the meditation is what you need. See? When you're all upset, when you're angry, when you're lost in thinking, when you're emotional, when you're daydreaming and fantasy, or worrying about the future, or scheming and planning, or when you're lost in thinking about the past, then you are in a state where you are not amenable to God's light. You're not amenable to intuition. See, which is from God. What you wordlessly know in your heart. When you were a little kid, you just knew things. When you're in your imagination, that's your link to the world, to culture, and to the spirit of pride that lurks everywhere, teasing you, challenging you, prodding you, see, driving you, and then comforting you with false comfort, false love. You experienced the false love of the world, haven't you? Then you know that it's false. See, it's not real love. If you accept the false love of the world, then you become even worse, because it comforts you as you are and helps you to, see, reinforces you as you have become prideful, deceitful, lying, not wanting to admit you're wrong. See? So that's why the meditation is so helpful. Now, I talk a lot about my free meditation. That's what I've talked about most for the past, 3-4 years now. Because it's free, it's easy. Okay? But I need to also mention the classic meditation that I have is 4 parts. So it's maybe, 20 minutes apart. So what would be 40, maybe it's an hour, between an hour and an hour and a half total. But it's in 4 parts. You don't have to listen to it all at once. You just listen to part of it at a time. Maybe part 1, maybe 20 minutes you listen. And then the next day, part 2. You see what I mean? Or like that. And it shows you how to do the meditation, a very simple meditation that helps you to get out of daydreams, helps you to come back to the present, to be in the present where the birds are singing and where God's light is, see, and where intuition is and where love is. See, you won't find love in your imagination. You won't find God in your imagination or out in the world. See, you won't find God in a building. You won't find Him in a book. You won't find Him anywhere. You'll find Him in your heart. See, if you read my books or listen to me, then I awaken you. See, I awaken you to this reality and to the reality of His presence. And you may even get a little touch of being in the present. See, there's something peaceful, something calm, some kind of love, a steady, quiet love that's there. You can sense it. Okay? But then what happens? Well, something happens, you get upset. Your wife upsets you, your husband upsets you, your kids upset you, your boss upsets you. You watch the news and it upsets you. Listen to the radio and it upsets you. You get a bill and it upsets you. See? And then you lose it. So what you need to do is to find it so you can have it all the time. Okay? Well, anyway, the 4-part meditation is very good because it has some explanation with it. It's not just a meditation, but then it talks about some basic things about like not resenting other people, being patient, learning to speak up without anger, see, but just speak up spontaneously, the truth, okay? About not taking advantage, about not judging others, and about how and why you should forgive your parents. See, if they messed up, or your dad wasn't there for you, or your mom yelled at you or something, talks about forgiving others, and it's very beautiful. See, so you might want to get that, because when you go to the website and get it, it's a suggested donation of $10 at PayPal. Okay, but then you also get 2 books with it. You get Becoming a Friend of God. See, if you like my lectures at all, then you'll love Becoming a Friend of God. It's a very nice book. You get it as an ebook. And then another book which I have, which is called A Brief Introduction to Stress Management. It's like 60, 70 pages, but it is so good. Okay? And then you also get a little booklet, e-booklet, that talks about some of the things you might expect when you start meditating. So you get all of that. See? So it might be good. Might be good. The little extra explanation and the little tips about how to maintain the meditative life.